All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, HaKadosh, and double honors unto the elders and apostles of GMS Great Millstone, and a sincere Shalom unto you, Akim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. And as you see, this is an article from the RT, and it reads, Biden leading us to World War. Hey, and that's what Trump says. Hey, now we understand, those in the know understand that Trump is just a controlled opposition. Hey, but nevertheless, what he is saying is true, man. He was ushered in, to being the presidency, by the elites. And he understands, the planned and agenda of them, man. But I want to grab a precept out of the book of Revelations, because the scripture says exactly this. It's Revelation 11:14, and it reads, "The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly." And we understand that woe goes into, it means war or destruction. The second world war is past, and behold, the third war, the world war cometh quickly, man. Thus saith the scriptures. So let's get deeper into the article. It says, the former president claims that the Ukraine conflict would never have happened on his watch, which is false, because ultimately the elite's agenda is to tank this place, man, because they want to usher in what? The technocracy. They want to usher in what? The Novus Ordo Seclorum, the New World Order. It says former U.S. President Donald Trump told Newsmax on Monday that President Joe Biden has eviscerated the national economy and dragged the country toward a world war over Ukraine, right? And that goes along with, them pushing the narrative that Russia is to blame, for all the crisis and the BS that's happening here, man. They blame Russia for what? The gas. They blame Russia for the famine. They blame Russia for the inflation. And when really it's just the agendas of the elite. And when we go into the book of Ezekiel, the 28th chapter and the 3rd verse, it tells us, man, behold, 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, as a matter of fact, I'm just grabbing it instead of quoting it. 2 Corinthians 2:11, and it reads, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices," right? We're not ignorant of what Esau's plans is, man. We were given a blueprint by Yahweh Shemel Shai what this devil would be doing, man. Let's continue. It says, Trump also added that he doesn't know of anything that would stop him from running for office again in 2024. It says, our country is in a lot of trouble. Our country has never been like this, and we're in serious danger with what's going on in Ukraine and with Russia. You could end up with a world war that way. The way they're handling it. It's crazy what they're doing. It's crazy. And you can hear this devil talk, just by reading his words, man. It says the former president insisted that if he was still in power, the Ukraine war would have never happened. Russia going into Ukraine would have never, ever happened. It says Trump did not explain how he would have prevented the conflict, but insisted that America was respected under his administration. And that part is true to an extent, because, he or the plan that the Yahweh Shemel Shai ultimately had him run was ultimately for division amongst the Americans, man. Because Yahweh Shemel Shai put him in office so that that American pride could basically be brought up to its pinnacle, man. He's telling countries, okay, we're done dealing with business overseas. We're bringing back, supply and commerce here in the United States, and we're bringing back factory jobs. We're doing this. We're building America back better, man. Make America great again. And then next thing you know, Yahweh Shemel Shai puts in Biden, and it just tears that whole sentiment down, man. So ultimately, it was a divided move set by Yahweh Shemel Shai, man, which was perfect, because now these same people are trying to get Trump back in the office, which is ultimately having them do this, because they're crying out, man. They see now it's trouble, so they're going back to the man whom they thought had the solution to fix everything. This is Isaiah 36:6. It says, "Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt. Whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh king of Egypt to all that trust in him." Right, so ultimately, and even in the times that we're coming into, man, these people are going to be going unto Esau, for the solutions, man. And what is he going to do? He's going to tell you, oh, well, bow down to this image, worship the image of the beast, Give in unto his mark, and then everything is gonna be all right for you, man. Which in reality, that's all false, man. You giving in and worshiping the image of the beast, you receiving of his mark, is going to get you condemned. That's if the Revelation the 14th chapter, man. But let's keep going. It says Trump did not explain how he would have prevented the conflict, but insisted that America was respected. So I get it. That America was respected under his administration, claiming he would also have done a deal with Iran over its nuclear ambitions within a week of his re-election in 2020. Because Iran is a nuclear threat, man. And they actually increased, their uranium production over Biden's presidency because they seen that a war tension is within the air. Ultimately, Bashar al-Assad had them do that, though. It says Trump's position on Ukraine has shifted since Russia launched its military operation in late February. After telling Fox News in March that he would send nuclear-armed submarines coasting back and forth up and down Russia's coast, he called in April for a negotiated end to the conflict, stating that it doesn't make sense that Russia and Ukraine aren't sitting down and working out some kind of agreement. Well, it's just bigger than what the American media is telling the people about Russia and Ukraine. And when you go back into that Warsaw Pact and how Russia created that pact in order for his neighboring countries to basically band together in order to fight against a Western regime, and then they all back out of that Warsaw Pact and end up joining the NATO or the EU. Well, you understand why Russia would then be at odds against their cousin country, so to speak. It says Trump has since hammered Biden for sending tens of billions worth of military aid to Kyiv, stating that stoking the conflict could lead to World War III, which it will be. It says Trump himself designated hundreds of millions of dollars to Ukraine during his time in office. However, he reportedly had to be convinced to do so by his aides, and was concerned about Ukraine's ability to pay us back. So he took the what do you call it? He took the side of America, basically of the horde, man. His whole presidency in order to, uplift the so-called minds of the American people to thinking that, there was hope again. While Biden is tearing that same hope that they had down, man, which is beautiful. But this just goes to show you. Matter of fact, I'm going to grab it. Coming from the book of Jeremiah, the 51st chapter. Because this is going to lead into war. This saith the scriptures, man. There is no hope for Babylon. This is Jeremiah 51:7. It says, Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go every one into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. So this is it, man. That's why the scriptures say, it's for an appointed time, man. Everything, and also when we go into the book of, I believe it's Sirach the 16th, it's like Second Esdras the 16th chapter, and it goes into them birth pains. This Second Esdras 16, because it's only a matter of time, man, before all hell breaks loose. It's Second Esdras 16:37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son. With 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Right, and that's what we're seeing right now, with the precursor to the famine, the precursor to the dollar being completely obliterated, the precursor with a even more what do you call it, pestilences, man. The racial tension, which is going to bring more division and fighting, civil wars amongst American soil. Continuing, it says, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. And that's exactly what will happen. And this is beautiful right here. It says, we have liquid gold right under our feet. We're taking it like never before, and now we're begging other countries to give it to us. He's talking about drilling, because they call oil, black gold. It says, now the thing is, America is one of the top oil production countries, yet they buy oil from everyone else because they don't want to use theirs, man. You know, which is more than that goes into it. But nevertheless, a oil production here in the States is massive. It says, but they're going green, and green isn't powerful enough because you also understand the oil crisis, even how your gasoline has been, quote unquote, watered down, and it's not as pure state as it once was, man. But nevertheless, man, hey, he said, I love our country and I'll do what's right for our country. Hey, well, how about you, man? I hate this country. And he's going to do what's right for the world, man. He's going to do what's right, hey, for the state of the earth, man, and for the elect, which is ultimately destroy this place. That said, the book of Revelation, 18th chapter, man. Hey, so Lord willing, you know this lesson was edifying. Just want to go into this article and touch upon a few things. Hey, but if Lord willing is edifying unto the body, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKakwadash, and double honors unto the elders and apostles of GMS Great Millstone, and a sincere shalom unto you, Akim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. Shalom.